So let's talk about Java. Well, what is this Java programming language? It was initially based off of C and C++. If you start to look at the syntax and the Java source code, you'll notice that Java looks a lot like C or C++. It's very similar in a lot of the constructs, a lot of the way that you program it is very similar. It's basically designed to be written once and run anywhere. What that means is that you should be able to write your source code in one place and in fact compile it, and then that compiled code should be able to run on any operating system that has a Java virtual machine. And that's kind of one of the design goals of Java. And it's also one thing that makes it really unique as a programming language. It runs on a virtual machine. If you're familiar with C# and .NET, that also runs on a type of virtual machine. The Java virtual machine is designed to be cross-platform, but Java is basically a language designed to run inside a virtual machine. As I said, it's similar to C#. It's going to be a lot of the language constructs. You're going to see an exact mirror in C# if you're familiar with C# and vice versa. So a lot of what you can do in Java is what you can do in C#. C# is probably a little bit bigger as a language in terms of what you can do than Java. So Java's got a little bit of catching up to do, but Java is a very robust language. Java is object-oriented. That means that the main focus of the development is to classify things, to organize them into classes and objects. And Java is statically typed. It is not a dynamic language. It is almost a dynamic language in the fact that it is compiled down to bytecode and that bytecode is interpreted. So it is technically an interpreted language, but it is statically typed. It's statically compiled. The compiler looks at the types, and the types are defined in the source code when it's compiled. And really, one important thing to know about Java is that it's a platform. It's not just a language. So when you're talking about Java and you're talking about the features and you're comparing Java, really, it's all of the things that Java encompasses, from databases to security to file I/O to network and all the platforms involved. So Java is really just a huge platform of technologies where the language is kind of the central part of that technology. So let's go through some of the history of Java. It's a language that was developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems, so that's where it was born, essentially. It was released in 1995, and it was a drastic change. There wasn't really a language like this before, a language designed to run on multiple machines that runs inside of a virtual machine. It was actually targeted initially for interactive television sets, which was way beyond its time in 1995, and then it got retargeted for the web, which seemed to be a pretty good fit, especially with Netscape coming out and Netscape supporting Java running inside of it through the use of applets, which we don't really see that much today. If you look at the release schedule, you can see that there's been a lot of releases of Java, and it's kind of been renamed and rebranded a few times here. The big thing that happened was with the Java 5 release, there was a lot of actual language changes. Before the Java 5 release, a lot of the other releases really expanded the platform, added more features, but the language changed in 5. So if you're working in some legacy Java code, from 4 to 5 is where you'll see a lot of different changes. And in Java 7, we've added a few more language changes, but nothing too drastic. And then Oracle actually acquired Sun, which of course was the originator of Java. And so Oracle really is kind of the steward of Java nowadays.